guys, new video. Today we're gonna take a look at the newly released Bruxish in the Go Battle League. And it's going to be a fun one. This is going to be a really cool video because he had actually great results with this as well, which doesn't really make too much sense because, yeah, like we have an interesting team here. We have an anti-meta team. Like all those Pokemon here, of course, you can use Abomasnow as well as Deoxys defense, but I don't see them that often. But those Pokemon are really, really good. And while we have Bruxish here and we kind of want to focus on this Pokemon, of course, I kinda have to say already in the beginning, Abomasnow is an absolute monster. If you have an Abomasnow laying around, doesn't matter if it's Shadow or not, Shadow of course is way better, play this Pokemon right now. It's honestly such a good meta breaker. I don't know how many flying type Pokemon I encountered, how many water type Pokemon I encountered. This Pokemon is just threatening them all. A Trevenant here, I don't really care too much about this. Trevenant, here you go, we're going to have our Abomasnow here and we see the Noctowl coming in the back. You see already where it's going here right now. This is an insanely strong Pokemon in the current meta. Please play this Pokemon, it is super strong. Of course you have to have some answers here for Medicham. That's where our backline comes in play with a double Psychic backline there. Bruxish itself, very squishy Pokemon, but has a very cool moveset here. Having the Awkward Tail as well as the Psychic Fangs. Very cheap charge moves, both 35 energy, which is amazing, as well as you have the guarantee there to debuff the opponent's defense with the Psychic Fangs, allowing your fast move, which is with either the Confusion, the Bite, which you can actually use in the upcoming Psychic Cup, which makes it a really good Pokemon. So definitely try to grind this Pokemon out. It seems, I think it's pretty common-ish in the new event. I think it wasn't a rare spawn, so hopefully it's kind of available there. Definitely something you kind of should try to get, especially for the Psychic Cup coming up. But this Pokemon itself is just such a fun design. I really like it. I just like it. It's a little bit too squishy, of course, for the Go Battle League. It has a low bulk, kind of, but it's still a cool Pokemon to use. So here we encounter, by the way, a triple counter team, which is kind of funny. But also, if you enjoy me wasting all my starters, you most likely see on the side me doing the raid, me doing all the rare candies into it, and also investing the starters into it, into a Pokemon that I'm only going to use for this one video, because I'm going to build a new one. Please leave a like on the video, and of course, if you haven't subscribed yet, we are close to getting to those 50,000 subscribers, though I would appreciate also if you would leave a sub here, as we're going to be able to get the shield from the opponent's Obstagoon. And now it's down to Bruxish. Like, triple counter is kind of awkward for our team. We're going to let this move go through here on our Deoxys defense, allowing us to get some energy off the opponent's Obstagoon. Now it's all for Bruxish. Bruxish with two shields here and two Pokemon left. One of them it's a dark type, so I cannot really go straight for the Psychic Fangs to debuff them. They're going to shield up the first move. We're going to have to shield up their move as well, and they're going to even get the boost here. This is going to be an awkward one now. Let's take a look at this. We're going to see that we can shield up the next charge move, going to be the Night Slash. They have one more counter in, and we see the Deoxys coming in. We have to go for the Awkward Tail here. There's not really a lot that we can do otherwise. We're going to be able to get some damage on them, and we can farm them down in time, getting to the Awkward Tail, and we can say goodbye to this Obstagoon. Bruxish is going to sweep this game here. How did it go in general with this team? I went 4-1 twice. I don't know really what went in between. I had like 2.5 sets left, so I think I had like 2 more losses and 1 more win or something in those other 3 games that I played. Don't know, but yeah, like I had 2.5 sets left still from the day. I kept it for just this showcase here, as I want to keep my other sets, of course, as well for later on. Tomorrow we're going to have a new cup, going to make a video for the top teams as well on this channel. As always, you know the drill. Going to be an interesting one. Color Cup looks like a lot of fun, but here we're going to take a look now at the opponent. Going down here with the Sableye. This team is definitely something I maybe, like, even though I had great results, against Sableye, you're going to have some struggles. Against Ghost types, you're going to have some struggles. If you have your Abomasnow gone already, by the way, this opponent might actually would have won if they just stayed in there, and they most likely will strap me endgame with the opponent, with the Noctowl there, because they had Shadow Ball, which will just one-shot my Bruxish, but they didn't know about this. But yeah, like, there are some Pokemon that just can core break, and I don't really think that the backline here gives you too much stability. Don't really know how to fix it too much. I feel like right now running Sableye as a safe swap in this meta is kind of overkill, because you're going to have no answer really to Noctowl. Noctowl is basically everywhere, so otherwise I would recommend like using the Deoxys defense as a Pokemon in the back, maybe as a closer, and then maybe the Sableye as a safe swap. But I don't know, definitely try to build a team around the Abomasnow, very cool Pokemon. Here try to do something fancy. I don't know if this actually worked out. We're going to just sack our Abomasnow because I expect them to have another fighter in the back. So what I'm going to go ahead here is I'm going to go ahead and go for my Rock Side here, going to do some decent damage, and we still see a Shift Ray coming in. And because I thought it was a fighter, I just went for the Psycho Boost immediately. I'm pretty sure if I went for the Rock Slide, I had a decent chance of still winning this game here, because I would have been able to farm them down most likely. Rock Slide would have done so much more damage compared to the Psycho Boost there. Definitely not the way to go. But yeah, I expect them to have double fighter if they have already won as a safe swap there, so kinda my own fault. Next opponent, we're going to see here the opponent having the Noctowl again. We will be able to just farm them all the way down here. We have to shield once, but this is totally fine for us. As we're going to face now the Sableye coming in, we can bait them. This is definitely a matchup that we kind of have to play out here, otherwise we have no real chance. We're going to be able to go for another Weather Ball. Gonna get them very low, which is what we kind of want to do here anyway. And they seem to be very greedy, trying to farm us all the way down. Worked out pretty well for them though. And we can take one move with our Deoxys here. Deoxys, of course, has access to the move Psycho Boost, which is going to be double resisted here, but Deoxys doesn't really care too much about this. So we can say goodbye to the Sableye, and we can say hello to the Trevenant, and as you might have seen there already, I just forfeited. That was, like, I think I just stopped the recording in the middle of the battle there, because, like, there was nothing I could have done there. Saves us some time. There was literally nothing I can do against a Trevenant in the back there anymore. That's like the only thing that I really don't like about the Deoxys right now. Deoxys has like the issues against Sableye as well as Trevenant, that they just the fast move just doesn't do damage because it's double resisted, which is the main damage source. What is really cool here is we were able to farm on the opponent's Ice type there, I forgot the name, Frosters, but we're also going to be able to go for another charge move here against the opponent, which is going to allow us to get the shield back and get them super low. Like, Bruxish did so much work there right now, knocking one Pokemon completely out of here and also gonna get the shield back. And now it's all against this Charizard here. I will be able to go for the Rock Slide here, but no, going to come down to baiting and whatever. It's going to be a tough one. I'm going to call that they're going to bait me here. Hopefully it's no Blast Burn. Turns out, of course, it's going to be Blast Burn, allowing me now to go into my Abomasnow. What I can do here is I'm going to be able to shield up again, and they're going to go for their own Blast Burn here as well, which allows me to farm up extra to 2 Weather Balls. Now it depends, do we win CMP against the Chestnut with our Abomasnow? We will find out shortly, and we do win CMP, it seems like, allowing us to knock them out and win this game. Good game there. Next opponent, we will see the Lickitung in the lead. This is a horrible lead. It goes even worse here because we're going to face off against a Surfetch. What this already tells me here, it's going to be a double fighter backline. Like, there's going to be a Medicham in the back, and there's nothing I can really do about this one. Double fighter teams, even though we have double Psychic, it's kind of awkward because we cannot really realign. Maybe I should have went actually into my, into my Deoxys, but the reason why I went to my Bruxish here is because they have the Lickitung, of course, and Lickitung has a worse matchup compared to, like, with the Deoxys defense compared to Bruxish, so I kind of want to get rid of my Bruxish, but as I expected here, they're going to have a Medicham in the back, basically forcing me to go for one Psycho Boost here pretty early on because I don't have the Thunderbolt either, which would be my other move that would be neutral here. So Psycho Boost is the way to go here, and it's going to get the shield immediately. What you have to do here is we're going to go for another one. I kind of want to... I don't know actually what I want to do here. Like, honestly, there's nothing really I can do here anymore. I can try to catch the move here. I can try to go for one Weather Ball with my Abomasnow, but look how much damage is Psychic going to do here. There is not a lot that I can do about this. They can even go for one Power Punch, and at this point of time, I would need to debuff myself. There's no real reason for me to play on. This is going to be sadly a loss, but most likely it's not going to take that long till we win again, as we're going to face off against the Chestnut here. This is a matchup that we're always going to win. I honestly also, I have no idea why everybody all of a sudden tried to play Chestnut. This didn't really make too much sense for me. But I faced so many Chestnuts with this team, which is kind of wild. Fine for us though. Our team is pretty decent. Bruxish, of course, kind of bad against this Pokemon, even though it worked out pretty well before. But both of my other Pokemon are really fine against them. As we see a double coming in, I kind of make a mistake here. I should have swapped out earlier for sure. But we can still take one Body Slam, I knew that as well. So, like, I wasn't really too worried here. I will be able to go into my Deoxys. That's why I, by the way, didn't swap out immediately here, which is kind of always awkward. Payback just does so much damage. Like, Payback is still going to be super effective, very strong move. Non-step, but still just going to hurt. As we will be able to farm them all the way down here with the counter. Let's take a look what's coming in next. We're going to see the Ninetales coming in here. Ninetales will not appreciate my Rock Slide here for sure, as we're going to be able to go ahead and get them super low enough for our Bruxish to farm them all the way down, say goodbye to the Ninetales, and also say goodbye to the opponent's Chestnut, as Bruxish here going to be able to just farm them all the way down, go for the move there and knock them out. Next opponent, Traveler indeed. Fine for us, exactly what we want to face. We're going to face now against a Stunfisk. Honestly, For this game, I didn't pay attention. I didn't really look onto my screen, and I completely forgot what they had in the lead. So me playing like this here right now kind of makes it no sense at all. Like, I let this move go through, and now they have the chance to realign, and most likely going to be able to realign, which is completely stupid for me because I really need to get rid of the opponent's Trevenant. So like, this didn't make any sense at all, and like, this really hurt me here. So this was my own mistake because I completely forgot what they had in the lead. But we can still at least snipe them with our own Abomasnow, which is cool, allowing us to get the shield. So maybe not all hope is lost yet, as we will be able to go for another charge move here. Weather ball coming through, gonna get the shield. And you know what's also kind of funny? What do you expect what they have in the back here? We're going to face, of course, a Noctowl. And again, Abomasnow is just destroying teams. This Pokemon breaks literally all cores right now. No idea how, but this Pokemon is just insanely strong right now. Honestly, if you have one, try it out. But also, Bruxish going to be able to have a great time here and retaliating against this opponent's Trevenant here. We don't care about them being a Grass type and also a Ghost type. I don't mind this so much. We will be able to just farm them down with our Water Gun as we encounter another opponent here with a Flying type in the lead. Again, our Abomasnow is just gonna go to town here. We will be able to just take this next charge move here. It's going to be even the foul play. Maybe they're running as a secondary charge move the Shadow Ball, which literally doesn't really make too much sense. I don't really understand why you go for the Shadow Ball on this Pokemon. But we will be able to see that we can go for one Weather Ball here, gonna get the shield, allowing us to shield up as well. And we will be able to farm them all the way down. If they want to swap, which they do, it's fine for us. We will go ahead and go for one charge move here. It will allow them to get to the Earth Power against my Deoxys here. I didn't go into my Bruxish, even though my fast move, of course, would be super effective, because I know that I can take the moves here way easier and I can farm up to Psycho Boost here as well, allowing me to keep my shield alive for my Bruxish, which is something very important for this Pokemon. You need shields for Bruxish, and also some extra energy from this Mandibuss kinda helps as well, as we face off now against the opponent's Meganium. And this is the funny thing again, like, our moves are not really the strongest, but it doesn't really matter if they allow us to get to another charge move here. Going for the Psychic Fangs will put them already into the red health, which is insane for like being a water type that doesn't really want to face off against this Pokemon, but like, it is fine. We will be able to go for one Psycho Boost and win this game with a shield left as well, which is going to be amazing. While my opponent, I think, just forced quit the app there, which is kind of funny, but we're gonna be able to go into the next game here. Going to be the most likely second to last game we see a Noctowl in the lead. This is a very good lead for us. We can go ahead and go for one charge move, and you know what we can also do? We can try to catch the move here, which worked out amazingly. As now Noctowl is just farm for any Pokemon on my team. We're going to be able to get out the Trevenant. This is going to be a very good one for me, as we will be able to go for one Rock Slide here. This will gonna get them pretty low already, low enough to get them into their range for a Psycho Boost, forcing them to shield. I'm also kind of forced to shield though, because I cannot have this Pokemon against my Bruxish, so we have to shield twice here with our Abomasnow. Let's see what they have in the back. We already know that they have a Flyer there, which we will be able to farm down, so it shouldn't be too bad. We're going to be able to get rid of all the energy from the opponent and also the entire Trevenant itself. Let's see what they have in the back here. It's going to be a Galarian Stunfisk, and this is going to be a tough one. I'm going to swap perfectly onto the Rock Side here. If they didn't go for the Rock Side there and they would have went for the Earthquake like later on, like didn't throw immediately and farm up 3 more, then this would be game over already. But like this, we will be able to even go for a charge move in time, and because they could swap out into their Flyer still, I will have to hope that they're going to stay in here, and I'm going to go straight for the Weather Ball though, and because Bruxish did so much damage with their fast move alone, we will be able to knock them out here and knock out the next Pokemon as well, winning us this game as well. Going now into the final game here, let's take a look at this. This is going to be the final one for the video. Again, if you enjoyed this video, if you enjoy me showcasing those new Pokemon immediately as soon as possible, by hitting the like button on the video, of course, as we will be able to here see the opponent going into a Shadow Sableye. This is not really looking too good. Like, we already got hard-walled so far. We had to swap out. We didn't even get our charge move off, which is actually more important than I thought it would be. I thought, okay, one Weather Ball going to knock them out anyway. But this final game is not going to be a good one for me, sadly. I will go ahead and shield this move up, of course, but there is not a lot that I can do here anymore. We will see that the opponent gonna go back into their lead, which is going to be, of course, the Ninetales. We can swap out and they can just farm us down. So this is going to be it for this video. There's not a lot that we can do here. Shadow Charm just does too much damage against this Bruxish. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this one. See you in the next video and have a great rest of your day. Bye!